So I want to talk about real goals because, like we just talked about, there's the funding goal. Do you want to raise $20,000 or $30,000? But there's the real goal. Behind every Kickstarter project, there's something real that you want to happen. So MIDI wanted to raise $20,000 not just to finish the film, but to bring the film to the world and to connect her generation to this new generation of kids who are losing parents at war. So that was her real goal, was to connect two generations, which is a pretty big, lofty, important goal. And so I want to pause here and ask the chat room and ask the studio audience, what is your real goal? So we're going to talk about your funding goal in a second, but I want you to think about, for those of you who do have projects, what is your real goal? What is your broader goal in doing Kickstarter? Should we start with the chat room, or are we going to start here? Start with Robin? Sure.
Yeah. So I started working with kids with autism because I found that I had a bunch of skills applicable to helping these kids. And the question I get over and over again when I'm particularly abroad teaching workshops is, how can I do what you're doing with my child after you've left? I got this question from a group of 50 families in Buenos Aires, Argentina, last April. And I'm going back in just actually a couple weeks, like 3 weeks, but they so want these tools, and it's just a matter of helping them get access to them.
Sure, absolutely. Khaled, I think you have an interesting real goal, pretty big and lofty and important.
For me, it's like raising awareness and empowering women, especially in the Middle East, and having a parallel interview in the Middle East and here in the United States, and seeing some issues like domestic violence. It exists in some part of the world, will make people in the Middle East, especially women, talk about it and get out of these situations instead of just saying that, you know, it happened and I will just have to accept it and live with it.
Wow.
So it's really important for me, and it's a really big issue over there.
Yeah, definitely, very, very big. Thank you for doing the work you do.
No problem.
And you've got a very interesting real goal as well.
Yeah, like I said, I did 8 years myself in the Marine Corps. I only deployed once. My husband deployed twice.
Okay.
We weren't married at the time, but so we both had that experience, and it's a very touching moment for me. I remember when I first was in the Marine Corps, probably less than a year in, I was in the band and we played as a group of Marines was coming home.
Oh, wow.
From Iraq. They were one of the first groups out there too, so it was like a really emotional, dangerous place,
Sure.
less than, more than it is today. And there was a mom there waiting, and she had a little tiny, tiny baby there. Yeah. And watching that father meet his baby for the first time, I just was like, I cannot imagine how heartbreaking that was for him.
Sure.
To be out there, not knowing if he's coming home, not knowing if he's gonna get hurt, and missing such a beautiful, important moment in his child and in his wife's life.
Wow.
And I don't want the dads to have to miss that. I want to do whatever I can to get them as involved as they possibly can be in those special moments that they're missing while they're gone.
Wow, so amazing and so important. I love it. Thank you. So as you can see, like, the funding goal is it's just a number. It's just money. There's obviously real, huge, important, big dreams and big goals behind some of these.